And joining me now from his home in Toronto is Jeffrey Freedman. Welcome to the CJN Daily.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm great, and it's so great to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
So congratulations on an incredible weekend, being at the heart of the Blue Jays home opener in Toronto. You must still be on a high from that.
Oh, I am. It was such a great experience and feeling from me and my family to be able to be there. And I had the honor of being part of the opening ceremony to throw the opening pitch on Friday. And it was just a great feeling to be there and see baseball again in Toronto.
Now, I see you're wearing a special shirt. Maybe you can tell us about this shirt. Have you washed it? Have you washed it yet?
No. I make sure it's hanging up properly in my cupboard because I want to take good care of it. I was presented to this shirt on the day of the game from the Blue Jays Care Foundation, as I was selected by them as I'm their jackpot winner for 2021. And symbolically, that I won this jackpot exactly to the year that I went to the hospital and being on COVID, and got this as a symbolic evening for me and my family.
So how did you train for this? I know you've had your health struggles, but you got to throw out a first pitch in front of millions of viewers, and of course the 15,000 people in the stadium. So how did you train physically to do this outing?
Last week my son called me and says, "Come over. We're going to go to the ballpark and we're going to try to throw the ball." Now that's the first time I've thrown a baseball in over 2 years, and we started 10 feet. 20 feet, and my son was shocked that it was quite accurate and pretty good speed. So we moved back a little bit farther, and another 10 minutes, I kept going, and finally I said, "Okay, my arm's tired for tonight." But I felt comfortable, and I walk every day. So each day when I walk, as I'm finishing my walk, I was practicing tossing my arm and stretching it out and making sure that I was in good shape for Friday.
I didn't notice, but are you a lefty or a righty?
No, I'm a righty, which is good because that's my stronger arm, because my left arm is not up to par yet.
Right. We'll talk about that in a second. Let me just finish off with the Blue Jays experience. Did you get to pick who was going to catch for you?
No, I didn't, but I was very happy to throw to Marcus Semien because he's been a great addition to the team, and he's been showing such professionalism to the whole organization since they brought him in. And it was just a pleasure to talk to him briefly, and it was nice to see the other 3 all-star players around me, and unfortunately there wasn't enough time to talk to them, but hopefully one day I can get to talk to them in the future.
Just before we take a step back and talk a bit about how this all happened, what is your connection with baseball and Blue Jays? Is something you've been following as a passion for a long time?
In fact, I was at the opening game in 1977, that beautiful snowstorm, and we were drinking more hot chocolate than beer that day.
So talking about the Blue Jays Foundation, did you have to buy a 50-50 ticket? Like, walk us through how this whole windfall winnings happened.
Okay, before COVID, they used to sell 50-50 tickets at the games. And we bought it a couple years ago when they started doing it. And they have draws for foundations to help their programs with underprivileged kids, or different programs that they have for camps or different activities. And my background is in childcare years ago, and Lori has background in owning a daycare. So we started saying, okay, we're going to make a contribution every season to the Blue Jays. And due to COVID, they started doing them online. And last year, when I came out of the hospital and I was home, they announced that they were doing the 50-50 draw. And I said, Lori, we've got to buy our ticket. And she said she'll take care of it. And then again, the game came on, and they started saying in the second or third inning. And I went to Lori and said, Lori, don't forget to buy the tickets. And we never discussed it. And then the day of April 15, 2021, my wife got a phone call from Ben Wagner from the Blue Jays. And he said, looking for me. I was at my therapy session at that moment in time. So my wife said, well, he's out. He won't be home till about 12:30. And Ben Wagner said, okay, I'll call back later. And my wife said, oh, Jeffrey won a Vladdy jersey. No, he won something better than that. But I can't tell you. So my wife says, well, I'm his wife. She says, sorry, I have to talk to Jeffrey Freedman. So my wife said, okay, he'll be home at 12:30 and he'll call back. And then my wife got off the phone and called my son and said, I've just been contacted by a gentleman named Ben Wagner. And my wife didn't know who Ben Wagner was. So my son told him he's a voice of the Blue Jays. And my son goes, oh, didn't you buy a 50-50 ticket? We said, yes. And my son says, oh, well, I'm just checking on the Twitter account. He's going to be calling at 12:30 to announce the winner of the jackpot. So my wife goes, wow, we must have won something. And then my son said to my wife, give me your ticket numbers. So my wife sent me the ticket on her phone, and my son called back and said, you guys won the jackpot. And my wife says, well, how much did you win? And my wife thought, okay, we won a little bit of a jackpot. So my son said, I'm going to email you the numbers because I don't think you're going to be able to comprehend how much you guys won. So we won that. We were just in awe. And we waited for a phone call from Ben Wagner. And my wife and my son were discussing how we're going to tell me when I come home from therapy. And they had to make a decision because I was wearing a heart monitor. I was having my heart checked because I passed out a week before that. So they didn't know how to tell me because they figured Ben would tell me I may pass out. So they decided to tell me before Ben called, but I was going to act surprised anyway. And I just said, when my son told me, I said, what? What did you say? So we were just in total awe, and this couldn't have happened a better time in our lives because, we've been through the last 14 months.
How did it happen that your story became public? Was it something that CBC found out about you, or you guys decided to share it? How did you begin becoming sort of the face of long haulers?
I've let it be known that I'm willing to be involved in any study group, and including Toronto Northwood General Hospital, where they saved my life. And I did a study group, study session for them. And I've let it be known that I'm available to anybody for any information because I was in ICU for 33 days, and I ventilated for 33 days, ICU for 44 days, and my recovery has been very, very slow, but I'm getting better. I'm seeing top doctors where they're suggesting and doing things for me to help me get improving. And my therapy, I go for physiotherapy twice a week. And I'm just, let it be known that I'm available to anybody. I'm just willing to share any information that I can get because I got it right at the beginning of the wave. And it was still new to everybody and doctors. So, there's so much out there and so much unknown that let me help in any way I can for their studies.
Are you involved at all, like in the Jewish community? Do you go to shul? Do you have, regular things with, I don't know, B'nai B'rith? Like what if anything, has being Jewish informed how you've been recovering, or have they reached out to you even?
No, I don't go to synagogue or anything, but I'm very lucky. I have a lot of religious people in my condo where I live, and a couple of our friends are very religious, and they've been mentors to me and giving me advice and um, helping me get through with my feelings. And my doctor has been very helpful to their family in guiding us, and especially when I was in the ICU, and she was available for my wife 24/7 and directing her and explaining to her everything. But God, Hashem, is taking care of me. Hashem is directing us. Hashem is looking out for us. And everybody in the Jewish community in our condo in our area was giving us all this advice, trying to keep us calm. They were offering us anything they could to my wife, and there was just a lot of support out there from the Jewish community, and I'm thankful to everybody for this.
Maybe they came in and put on tefillin for you sometime. Who knows? That's what they do.
Well, they've told me they were all praying for me, and in fact, all my daughter's friends and rabbis in the UK and Israel were all emailing her that they were all praying for me. So everybody in the world was praying for me, and I've survived this, and I will get back to where I was and stronger than I am now.
So what's the next steps for you? You have this money. Have you got the Blue Jays money already? It's already in the bank?
It's already been invested, and it will now take care of my wife and I for our retirement, and we will not have to worry about asking anything of our children for a long time financially. And we will now be able to live comfortably with our with our pension, and we will be able to take some trips and do things that we have been planning to do, and be able to make donations to charities and organizations, and buy more raffle tickets, and just be able to enjoy life knowing that we're okay financially, won't have to depend on anyone down the road.
When you see the news about, how Israel now is closing again, you have to quarantine from countries like the States, and then the cases are rising of the Delta virus, and you see Florida is going berserk of blowing up with all the Delta virus. I don't know if you guys go to Florida or whatever, or on cruises. What goes through your mind when you see the fourth wave coming?
I get very, very concerned because I believe everybody should get vaccinated. This COVID thing is real. You're seeing somebody who's experienced it in the most deadly way that I was so affected. I almost died. So this is so real, and I don't understand why the young people are thinking about, oh, I don't need to get it, it's not going to hit me. Well, the young people are standing in line to go to McDonald's and Tim Hortons and Starbucks to get their coffees. They'll line up for the LCBO and get their booze, but they can't take 5 minutes or 50 minutes at a time to go line up and get a vaccination. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm very concerned about this fourth wave, because we're just starting to get back into living again and being out and being around people, going to baseball games, trying to go to malls, going to theaters. We're trying to get back into the way it was before COVID. And this will affect us again. And I'm really concerned about the numbers of the younger people that are still not realizing it in the United States and in Canada and around the world, because it seems that they're statistics are showing it's still the younger people from 15 or to the 30s that are neglecting to take this seriously. And believe me, it's real.
So what do you want people who are listening to this from the Canadian Jewish News podcast to understand about, your situation at the moment, how far you've come?
Well, it's been a 16-month struggle, and I've had to make a lot of changes in my life, saying that it's day to day, day by day, and I continuously do whatever I've been told by my doctor or suggested by my doctors or all these different research people at Toronto General Hospital are telling me to do. And my support for my children and my wife, just keep working at it, and you're going to get there, and you're going to get stronger each day. And through my Jewish community in my condos, and everybody seeing how well I look and saying, wow, you look great, you're doing good. Well, yes, on the outside I'm looking good, but there's still a lot of things I have to deal with mentally. And luckily I'm getting the support from UHN services, and my doctor's great support for a lot of things when I have anxiety attacks or when I have issues I'm trying to get through in my mind, and our close friends and my children, seeing my children almost every day. It's been the ultimate life, and I have the best wife in the world who gives me support 24/7, and a mother-in-law and all the family support that you could get that makes me work harder and think about, yes, I will get back to the way I was and be happy again.
Well, I wish you only the best and good things, and that it comes true for you. And I'm so happy that you shared your experiences with us here on the CJN Daily. Thank you again so much, Jeffrey, for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me on your show, and I'd be glad to do this again in the future. You have a great day.
Right, and we'll be running together when you do it.
Sounds good.
Or at least walking.
Or we can walk for UJA.
There you go. Let's hope so. Walk for UJ. Have you ever done that before? Did you do the UJ?
I did that many, many years ago, and if when they get back into it, I will definitely try to get out there and walk a couple miles.
That'll be amazing. I will sponsor you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you again, and good luck.